right, hello everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of Sticky Bleachers, a podcast. I'm Bobby here with you today.
And I am Corey on a non-Friday for the first time, Bob.
Yeah, I know. We're getting it done early in the week here. So 2 podcasts in 1 week in overtime.
Yeah, hopefully this serves to be something as a quick weekend wrap-up. The goal with these is to be short, lean, quick, and up to date, so that we're not just talking about stuff next Friday that happened 6 days earlier that none of us listeners or podcasters can remember the details on. Is that about right, Bob?
Yeah, we're trying just to stay up to speed with the internet's attention span. So
yeah, we had a lot of things going on Saturday that we were picking about and talking about on Friday, starting with the college basketball slate, Bob.
yeah, we had a lot of exciting games on Saturday. A lot of them started off early. I believe the first game that kicked off was Villanova at Marquette, and we had made some picks on that. You went with the ghost of Dwayne Wade's college career.
Yes,
and,
that's right.
But Marquette for the upset. And unfortunately, it didn't happen for Marquette, but if you're a Nova fan, that game was a lot closer than I think you'd like it to be. But it was a good game. I didn't get a chance to watch most of it. I just saw checked out the box score as it was going on, but looked like Marquette put up a pretty good fight considering that Nova's a pretty good team, although they fell to number 3 after the weekend. But it was a good game. And did you find any comments about that game there, Corey?
Well, yes, I did. My sister, who is a Marquette alum and also a Dwayne Wade fan when he was in college, would have liked to seen the Golden Eagles pull that one off. But from Reddit, user Jay Lonnie with Villanova flair, I might add, says, "GG Marquette, y'all still have the dopest uniforms in college b-ball." And I agree, Bob. Great colors, great colors.
Yeah, great colors, solid uniform.
Yeah, that's about all the insight I can really do on that game.
Hey, we can always go back to unis and stuff. So,
right.
But the next game on tap was Louisville at Miami. Now, this game was very exciting. 2 very good teams. And Louisville was leading most of the game, and Miami went on a nice run at the end to close out the victory. And you went with the ghost of Dwayne Wade in Miami for that game.
God rest his soul.
Came out the victor. Yeah, God rest his soul, right? Rest in peace, R.I.P. But Louisville put up a good fight, but Miami, I got to tell you, very impressive team. They're coming off 2 impressive wins this past week, and they bumped up to number 7 in the country and definitely looking like a scary team come March Madness time.
Yeah, This is the time that you want to be getting wins like this. On Reddit again, Louisville Cardinal Flair on the_woot_shoot says, "Thanks Miami fans for being so cool, unlike some others I won't mention. Ahem, Pitt." So there must be some bad blood going on the East Coast of the United States there, but the Louisville fans and the Pitt fans. But we all know that they're also classy. Miami just is well known for being classy fans.
Yeah, Miami's known for being humble and classy and everything like that. They don't like to brag or anything like that.
Yeah, I hear they've got some great boosters too, Bob. Anyway, moving along our college basketball slate.
Hey, you got to do what you got to do to get it done, you know. But so the next game that we had was Oklahoma at Texas. Now, Texas actually pulled off the upset in Texas, knocking off then number 3 Oklahoma. And Corey and I both had picked Texas to win this game. Very good game. Oklahoma was winning most of the game, and then Texas did go on a 22-0 run in the second half to pull out the victory. So very impressive defensive stand. Although last night Texas was kind of embarrassed a little bit by Kansas, but that's a thing we'll get into in a little bit.
Yeah,
but,
not much you can do about that. A 22-0 run in a top 5 level competition like that is just not something you're going to see very often. It's not something you're going to recover from. And Oklahoma Sooners fan Cockadoodle Boom, in response to that tough loss, says, "Well, F you guys, we're a baseball school now." Checks the scores, sees that they lost last night to Sam Houston State, and simply sobs. Sorry about that, Cockadoodle Boom. Oklahoma taking the tough loss.
Don't underestimate Sam Houston State, though. Solid baseball program.
Hey, and it's our annual February, early March reminder that college baseball is well into the swing of things. So the ghost of Vince Young's money comes back, gets the win in Texas, and that once again reawakens us to our love of NCAA baseball.
Exactly. We got to get a notable Sam Houston State alum, actually. I don't know. I can't name any off the top of my head, but we'll get an alum for Friday.
All right, we'll try to find one.
But then the next game, and this game I actually watched a very great game between number 9 Arizona and number 22 Utah, who have since basically switched each other in the college rankings. Utah came out the victor in that game. Bill Walton was doing a great job on the broadcast on Saturday. He was dropping John Steinbeck references and
Whoa.
some other just just great tangents and stuff. So it was a very entertaining game, and I thought that'd be a fun thing next time that Bill Walton has to do a Pac-10 game for there to be a drinking game every time that he says a Conference of Champions, because he said it probably 25 times throughout the game, and I think on a Saturday it'd be fun to sit back and drink a few beers every time that Bill Walton says Conference of Champions.
Yeah, maybe that'll be something you can talk about on Twitter. Speaking of Twitter, Bob, I did happen to see that you gave a little shout-out to Chance Comanche with a great player name, and I believe we got a little follow on Twitter from that, Bob.
Yeah, Chance Comanche's mom instantly got back to us and liked it, retweeted it, and started following us. So that was fun. I had to do my due diligence and make sure it was really her, but I also thought I don't think there's a lot of room for a parody account of someone's mom. So I had to take her at her word that it's really her, and definitely proud of her son. And Chance has a great middle name. And do you want to take a guess at what his middle name is there, Corey?
I think my guess on Chance Comanche for a middle name is going to be Horatio. I'm going to say Chance Horatio Comanche. That's a great one.
That is good. That is good. You don't see that name that often. But it's actually Chief, so it's Chance Chief Comanche, and it's a solid name right there. It's good alliteration as well.
It also may be historically accurate, because if my limited memory serves me, I believe Comanche was a real-life Native American chief. But user, speaking of his Chance Comanche, the player and the name, user on Reddit, Fifth World Ruler, says Chance Comanche is going to be the man next year. He's got to hit the gym, though, unless he wants to be a Kevin Durant light. So, Chance Comanche making noise.
It's true. He was a force for Arizona when he was on the floor, but definitely looking towards next year, or maybe even in March Madness, see if he can make some noise. But Arizona, good basketball team. Utah, though, the really strong offense, and that was a home victory. So the home team, the home crowd actually had a lot to do with it in that one. So they stayed in it, rooting up a storm. So. But the last game that we had on the slate on Saturday was UNC at Virginia. Virginia coming off a tough loss, and UNC coming off a win. Wasn't as close as I thought it was going to be. The final score was 74-79. So close in the grand scheme of things, but watching the game, Virginia was in control pretty much the entire time. They dominated the free throws, which, as we all know, if you can score free points with the clock not going, things are looking pretty good.
Yeah, now that's something I think you should write down, Bob, and send to the committee. You send that to ESPN, the observation that when you're facing top-level competition, you better make free throws late in the game.
I'm going to add that to my expert resume, my expert analysis resume.
Nice.
So,
Speaking of free throws in that game, a Reddit user again, number 333 says, Bryce Johnson fumbling that ball out of bounds after a missed free throw pretty much sums up the night that North Carolina had for that one. So it seems like it was doomed for failure from the outset, at least in the observation of number 333. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, in North Carolina, they started off the season number 1, and I know Vegas has them one of the top 3 teams that are likely to win the national championship. But I watched them last night. I watched the end of that Syracuse game that they played, and they seem to lack that killer instinct, that the ability to just put out their opponent. And Syracuse, by all stretches of the imagination, shouldn't have been in that game as close as they were. I believe they got it down to even 1 point late in the second quarter, or late in the second half. So looking at them as comparison to a team like Michigan State or Kansas, I don't know if I'd couple them all together, but Vegas is, so who am I to say they're wrong? But I'd be leery of North Carolina come March Madness time.
All right, so something we need to think about. Going on a little bit later on Saturday, we're kind of wrapping up our Saturday action. There's our college basketball slate. We also had on my side of the world, not that I own this side of the world, but it's the side of the world I happen to live on, the rugby tournament kicked off again, and that is a correct term. We did have a nice rugby quiz with Bob last week. You can listen to that back in episode. Ireland did lose at England, so it's going to be a very tough road to championship victory here for Ireland. England on a roll. The score there, 21-10, and and the English took to Twitter to start rubbing Ireland's face in it just about right away. On Twitter, Chris Wood, who is at the Woodman Garney, says, "Great win for England. Never mind Ireland. At least you've got St. Paddy's Day to look forward to. Hashtag so you have." That's kind of a deep reference to the way certain Irish dialects will often end sentence with a statement like, "So you have, so you do, so you are, so it is." Like, it's a grand day out, so it is. So that's an inflection that some people use here. So that's kind of a deep Twitter insult cut. Also,
from way downtown.
That is from way downtown, and I knew that would need some explanation for those of us who don't live in Ireland and don't have exposure to that. Also, user Glenn Pells, who is at Anglo Trucker, says, "Oh well, on your bike, Ireland," which is a way that they would say get out of town. "Never mind, there's always Paddy's Day to cheer you guys up." So that right away they're teasing the Irish about St. Paddy's Day after a tough loss on Saturday for the rugby match.
Those seem like very old-timey like slang ways of shooting somebody down, you know.
Well, this rivalry goes back a long time. The rivalry between the Irish and English goes back a lot longer than like Red Sox Yankees. Like, it's like,
so all the trash talk hasn't caught up to speed in the 21st century.
Yeah, they're still kind of on your bike. It's still kind of that's a way to do it. But we're gonna keep.
I mean,
I'll
not
keep
that I don't
eye
like
on
it.
Yeah, we'll keep our eye on that rugby tournament as we go through for our under the rugby segment as we go on. Finally, late on Saturday night in prime time national television on WGN America. Bum 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 bum. I think is that still the theme song? WGN.
I think so. America's network, right?
America's network. It was the Bulls and the Blazers. Right after reruns of How I Met Your Mother, you could catch the Bulls and the Blazers at the United Center.
They don't run Family Matters on WGN anymore?
No, that was after the game. Family Matters is late at night. How
Family
I Met Your Mother is before. That's how programming works on WGN. Anyway, on our simulation on that game, you can see that on our YouTube channel at Sticky Bleachers, which you can find, subscribe, thumbs up, all that good stuff. We had the Bulls winning 24-22. The actual score of the game, not close to our score, 103-95 in favor of the visiting Blazers.
We were that close. We were that close, Corey.
I know. Almost on the results. And then we were about 1/5 of the final score. So there we go.
One of their quarters taken care of.
Yeah, and on Reddit again, user uncircled_swag says of the Bulls, "Snell is leading our team in disappointment." Ouch. Bulls fans not taking it easy.
Yeah, they're looking forward to, they're probably looking forward to playoff basketball, but even more so, they're pretty excited about those Cubs coming up. So
yeah,
they might be tuned into spring training.
Yeah, we'll have plenty to talk about that as we go on, Bob. But let's take a look at Sunday, specifically Sunday night for the Hollywood action at the Oscars.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The golden
music.
statues. Someone can start playing the music when we start talking too long. So
yeah, that's like we get to play off music. Yeah, there we go.
Play off music. One of the most awkward things you'll ever see on live television.
Yes, the playoff music. How should we do that in sports? They should have like teams get played off the field by some music in the stadium.
Like old Texas could have gotten played off by an orchestra last night in Kansas. They could just it's not happening tonight, guys.
Right, they should have had an on-site orchestra with a pit with the tech director going, "All right, play them off, guys."
Well, they have the marching bands there. I guess they could make that. They can make that happen. It's not that hard of a transition.
It's not as highbrow to have a marching band playing you off as an orchestra. True. So,
well, maybe they can. I don't know. Maybe they can have like tuxedo shirts instead of their regular marching band attire that they have in there. Because they're wearing like in basketball games, they're just wearing like shirts and stuff, right? They don't have the full getup, right?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know any team that does use the tuxedo. Maybe on a throwback night, it'd be an extra throwback night to have the tuxedo.
Well, football they have like those old marching band uniforms and everything. So maybe the college games they could just have that classy tuxedo shirt.
Yeah, that'll work. So we made some picks. We were kind of picking with the spread, with the odds, and mostly picking with our hearts, specifically me and my Mad Max fanboyery. But we'll get there. Why don't we start, Bob, with our picks and the results for Best Actress? We only picked just a few late night categories.
Exactly. Just the gems.
Yeah, just the facts. We got. I went with Brie Larson, the nominated actress and runaway favorite for the movie Room, which the Irish were actually very excited to see her win because the story was written by an Irish person and it was directed by an Irish person. And Bob, speaking of the Irish, went with who?
Saoirse?
Saoirse Ronan. You got it, Bob. There you go. Rhymes with inertia. Just remember, it just rolls off the tongue. Saoirse Ronan.
Right. Yeah, don't look at it.
Another Irish woman. She's very big in Hollywood right now, and very big in Ireland right now because she's so big
She's
in
so
Hollywood.
hot right now.
Yeah, she also is a very beautiful woman, but she's very big right now. That's right. She's big in Hollywood. That was a great pick and could have been the underdog favorite. You got a good underdog pick later, but it was Brie Larson, who I keep wanting to call Allison Brie, which creates kind of a weird Wheel of Fortune before and after of TV's leading ladies. Allison Brie Larson, which there you go, Pat Sajak.
Well,
you can take that
there you
one.
go, Wheel of Fortune. We're giving you content.
Yep, there's one for free.
Room was a very good movie. I saw it over the weekend. Very good movie. So just throwing that in there.
There you go. So legit. And there you go. That's the product
legit.
of the
She
Irish
did a good job.
Yeah, very good. So on to Best Actor category. This is the one that I think nobody had any doubts about, but I went and picked a way underdog. This was my money pick. I went with Eddie Redmayne, who was, I think, plus 6,600. Bob said no dice on that one. I'm going minus 25,000, everybody. That means you'd have to bet 25 stacks to win $100 on Leo. Bob, did you put that down? I did
put it down. I put it down in my heart.
There you go. Well, you have 100 heart dollars, Bob, because you were absolutely right. Leo took it home to the surprise of nobody. Best Actor category. Finally, off his back.
And you retweeted, I believe, a meme that was created of his head from The Revenant juxtaposed on Michael Jordan's head crying over the NBA championship, which I thought was very appropriate and hilarious at the same time. So
yeah, well, that's the nice about Twitter is you don't have to come up with anything funny. You can just retweet it, and then that's all you need to do. But congrats on that pick, Bob. Enjoy your 100 blood dollars and just take those. You spend them on whatever you want to do.
I'm just happy Leo doesn't feel like he needs to make a movie every year to get validation for his career. So take a little break.
Maybe he will. Well, whatever Scorsese is firing it up again, he'll get his phone will ring. Going on to Best Director, Bob. I went with my Mad Max fanboyer. I went with George Miller, just hoping that he was going to break through and pull that Oscar down. Bob,
you wanted those old white guys to get recognized.
Yes, that's right. That's right. All those white guys who need to be elderly white guys.
I know, old white guys. Yeah,
old white guys. Bob said no elderly white guy in this one. Alejandro Iñárritu is going to take this one 2 years in a row, Best Director, and once again, Bob, bingo, you got it right. Well done.
Oh yeah.
I believe he was the favorite on that one, so he was on the negative side. So you again have your piddly little heart dollars for your favorite pick. There you go.
That wasn't so many heart dollars as it was with Leo, but The Revenant was a beautiful movie. I mean, a lot of great camera angles and shots and stuff, and beautiful scenery. But great movie. So he's definitely deserved that.
That's right. And finally, the movie that I was hoping to be able to catch the Best Picture award as I was eating breakfast over here in Ireland. Unfortunately, I didn't get up quite early enough. I did hear the results on this one. Best Picture of the year.
Best Picture of the year.
I went with Mad Max just because I wanted to pump my fist when that Doof Warrior had the flames come out of his guitar. Bob, though, went with the Dark Horse Spotlight and got it right on. Everyone thought the Revenant was going to win. Bob, that's your money pick of the night. Well done.
That is my money pick. I'm taking that into March for March Madness. I'm hoping that's the same case. So,
well, let's see if you can flip that those spotlight dollars. We'll have to talk about that when we get up to our making picks with the March Madness tournament. Well picked, Bob. Well done. I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah, that was fun. Oscars are a wonderful night, and it's always fun to see who wins what award. So, it's fun.
So this is that. I think it's going to wrap it up for our weekend wrap here, our first weekend wrap. It's a nice way for us to stay updated, both for us and for anyone listening. But we would appreciate if you let us know how you're feeling about these. If you like them, if you don't like them, you'd like to hear more, you'd like to hear less on these or our Friday podcasts. You can find us on Twitter. You can send us notes there. You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Podomatic. You can find us on SoundCloud. You can find us on Stitcher. And you can find those YouTube videos. I've been making playlists of some of our old content, and we do put up those new videos every week so you can see our simulations. And hopefully, if I get a little bit better and a little bit less lazy on my video editing, we can see a little bit more exciting content on the YouTube channel, Bob.
Oh, well, all in due time, my friend, all in due time. So I actually have some college basketball games I want to throw at you here that are happening tonight, some fun matchups that are going. I figure we can pick them and see how the results play out on Friday. So,
all right, let's do it.
Well, we'll start off on the Homer team here with Indiana, number 12 Indiana, at the struggling number 16 Iowa.
Yeah.
Question is, Corey, do you go with the home team and your heart, or do you go with the likely team to win?
You know what? I know Iowa can do it. I know they've been slipping, and I think that the desperation of needing to win this game to even get a decent seed in the Big Ten tournament, forget the big tournament, just their own conference tournament, just to get a decent spot in that, they're going to need to win this game, and I think they're going to come up with just enough of what it's going to take. I think that the faster game is going to do better for them than the slower games that they got forced into with Wisconsin and Ohio State. So I think that there's going to be a faster game. It's going to be a more high-scoring game, and Iowa's going to come out with a close win. Bob, what do you think?
Well, I think this one is going to come down to the crowd. Actually, if they're typical Iowa fans and they're really excited, it's going to be a good game for Iowa, and they have good chances. But if they get dejected pretty early, and if Indiana comes out hot and kind of takes the crowd out of the game early, I like Indiana's chances. So just to keep things interesting, I'm going to go with Indiana on this matchup here.
All right, we're contrary on that. Yeah. Yep. All right.
Sadly, I got to watch the Hawkeyes go. So, well, the next matchup that we have here is, let's go number 4 Virginia at Clemson. Now, Clemson's unranked, but we could be upset city here. So, who do you got?
No, it's gonna be Virginia, the old Virginia, and they're not gonna need the help of any supernatural spirits. It's just gonna be by human. Normal, corporeal, mundane power alone will the Virginia Cavaliers
some human being Clemson. Will have an influence over the game for Virginia to make them win it? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, it will be at least 5, possibly 6.
Okay.
Late teens, early 20s men probably will be the ones who will do it. That's my pick.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah. No 60-year-old women are going to do anything for the game?
Highly unlikely, but very cool if that does happen.
Yeah, who knows? That's why you got to tune in and watch, see what happens.
Anything can happen.
So then we have number 19 Baylor at number 6 Oklahoma. Oklahoma coming out that tough loss to Texas at home.
Yep, I think Oklahoma's going to bring their baseball bats, and it's going to be a beatdown.
It's going to be a bad one?
Yep, it's going to be bad. Oklahoma's going to realize that they are indeed a baseball school, and it's going to get violent on the court, and Oklahoma is going to take that one. Again, no assistance from the spirit realm needed.
Gotcha. Well, I'm going to agree with you on that one. I think Oklahoma's too good of a team to lose 2 in a row. Although Baylor is a good offensive team, but being at home, such an advantage. So Oklahoma for the victory there. And then our last game here that we'll go with, let's go, how about Wake Forest at number 17 Duke. Duke coming off a tough loss to Pitt on Sunday. Do they rebound at home, Corey?
Yes, I think that they do. And not just because it's Wake Forest. I think that they're at home, they're going to get the Duke whistles. And enough Duke whistles is going to do it for them. So they won't need help from the spirits. They're going to need help from the refs, and they're going to get it. Duke whistles
now
all the way.
Duke whistle, is that a conspiracy theory, or is that an actual thing that happens?
It's a conspiracy fact, Bob.
Oh, a conspiracy fact. So it is a fact then.
Well, conspiracy theories are only theories when they're not true.
Well, that's what I asked. I asked was a theory over was fact. So we'll have the best sports conspiracy theories coming up here. We'll
there's some good ones. Yeah, there's good ones in Ireland too. We could talk about. That could be a whole topic someday. Who do you like in that one, Bob? I like the Duke whistle.
You like the Duke whistle? I like the Duke whistle as well. Again, right. I think they're too good of a team to lose 2 in a row. So it looks like the difference is this Iowa-Indiana game. So we'll see how that one plays out to see who comes out the victor of our predictions here. But that'll do it for us on the college basketball night. And thanks so much, everybody, for listening. Again, leave your comments and tell us what you think. And if you got good sports conspiracy theories, start throwing them out there. We'll get the segment put together. So
yes, we would love to hear from you. We'd love to read those. How about a final thought, Bob? How about a final comment?
Yeah, we need music for this.
This is from a Virginia Cavaliers fan about the UNC game. Bailey757 says the game was a bit like Titanic, except with a ball instead of Leonardo DiCaprio. I think that's going to do it for us.
Is that a good thing?
I am not sure. I assume
I don't know.
It has to do with I assume it has to do with the sinking. That was the image
gotcha.
I had.
But it's a Virginia
sinking
fan?
The ball or the game is sinking. Yes, it was a Virginia fan. So I think they were sinking the ball like Leonardo sinking off of that door.
Okay, cool.
Rose,
that's a good way to end it. That's deep.
That's good. I liked it, and it ties back with Leo, your blood money pick on the Oscars.
My heart money. My heart money.
Blood
money, that's a whole different thing. That was a Blood Diamond. That was another Leo movie.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about blood. blood money, blood diamonds, spiders, organs, and all kinds of awful things on Friday here on our next regularly scheduled Sticky Bleachers podcast. For now, I am Corey, signing off and saying goodbye.
I'm Bob. We'll see you guys next time.
Play ball!
Sticky.